So, what happens to you when you become a people pleaser? Now, a lot of us, we want to see other people happy. We want to make other people happy. We want to partake in events and circumstances where others are happy. But it becomes a problem when we sacrifice our happiness for other people. You are a people pleaser. And that is something that you're going to have to get away from because it's just no good for you. You cannot always be a people pleaser because honestly, some people just cannot be happy. And those are the ones that will drain you dry. They will drain you dry because you will constantly be trying to make them happy and nothing will never work. So don't be a people pleaser. Let me tell you, when you are a people pleaser, you tend to say yes when in your heart you really want to say no. That is one of the ways that you know you are a people pleaser. So let me give you a tip with that. When a person comes to you and they ask you maybe for money or maybe for a favor or just to do something for them that they probably can do for themselves, just don't want to. They would rather use you to do it. But when that happens, the best thing to do is to say, let me get back with you. Or let me think about it. But if you know in your heart of hearts, you want to say no, and you say yes, you betray yourself. You put yourself on the back burner. You tend to just start to make irrational decisions about your well-being. So when someone comes to you and they ask you for a favor, or they ask you for money, or they ask you to do something for them, whatever the case might be, and you really want to say no, but you say yes anyway, you are a people pleaser. Just tell them, look, let me get back with you on that. Or let me think about it, or I'll call you later. But don't betray yourself by telling them yes when in your heart you really want to say no. You got to stop being a people pleaser because you are sacrificing your own happiness for people who will never sacrifice a day of their happiness for you. You got to stop being a people pleaser. Now, number 2, everyone is happy and content because of you, but you are unhappy and you are not content because of you, because of your decision making, because of the things that you have done, because of some of the people that you have even poured into. Now your cup is empty while theirs is full. You gotta stop being a people pleaser. It just does not matter. In some cases, what you do for people, they will not be happy. And then at the same time, you will be unhappy because, like I said, you have betrayed yourself. Stop being a people pleaser. Okay? So when you know that you are unhappy within and you can see you have made everybody else happy, you're a people pleaser. And you're going to have to fight your way out of that. Because if not, the end result is not good. I'll say that. It is not good to be a people pleaser. Now, with that being said, you become depressed. You become depressed and you start to feel as though you are the victim. Because everybody else, like I said, is happy around you. And you are the only one that is unhappy. Sometimes we even live our life a certain way to please other people. Sometimes we make decisions based on what we think other people would feel about us. That is no way to live. You're going to have to switch that around and you got to be true to yourself. You have to tell yourself, I approve of me. And there is no one else approval that is more important about me than me, except for God. Okay? And That's a whole nother video. But you cannot continue to please people with the way you live your life. You're going to have to be true to yourself. Because at the end of the day, when you look yourself in the mirror and you are unhappy and you are displeased with you, there is nobody else staring back at you but you. You don't want that for yourself. Do not be a people pleaser, because those same people that you are living your life for, they will never live their life for you. Ever. Ever, 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 ever. So do not be a people pleaser. Now, the last one that I'm going to tell you that a lot of people pleasers do, they tend to live in their head. I wish I would have did this. I wish I would have accomplished that. I wish I would have did this different. I wish I would have stood up when I sat down. I wish I would have spoke up when I stayed quiet. You tend to live in your head. You relive all the things that you did to hurt you. You relive all the things that you did for other people to help them to sacrifice, and while you sacrificed your own happiness. You tend to live in your head, and in living in your head, that's a lonely space to be in, because ain't nobody up there but you. You are constantly rethinking everything that you have done every day, all day. Probably 10 years ago, you wishing you wouldn't have said that or did that, or you wish you would have stepped up. You wish you would have defended yourself. You wish you would have came to the forefront. Things could have been different. Don't live your life as a people pleaser, because, as I said, you're not going to make people happy, and you definitely not going to make yourself happy. Let me tell you something. Self-betrayal is the worst betrayal. When you betray yourself, that is a hurt that you probably will not be able to get over. Do not betray yourself. It is so not worth it. Stand true in how you feel and what you think, and be stern in what you say. Do not waver. Of course, you always want to do what's right, but sometimes people just want you to do what's right for them. It comes a time where you just have to look out for yourself, and you have to stop being a people pleaser. You cannot please everybody, especially if you're definitely not pleasing yourself. You're going to have to get a different thought process when it comes down to pleasing others. I'll get back with you. Let me think about it. I'll call you back later. But do not remain a people pleaser. It's just not worth it, because what happens to you is you watch everybody be happy while you are miserable, while you are absolutely miserable. And that is no way to live. That is no way to live. I have even had friends of mine that have sacrificed their money just to please other people. Just that they will not pay their bills so that so-and-so can buy a pair of shoes, because they needed to go out and they needed to, show off. So they loaned them money and turned out, never got the money back, ended up in a total mess. And this person, they are living their life. They don't care nothing about you about to get put out your house. They don't care, because they don't have to. Only you have to care about you. Now, it's great when we find people that care about us, but nobody is obligated to make you happy. Only you are responsible for your happiness. But what you're going to have to do first is stop trying to please other people. Because like I said, some people just cannot be happy, but it is your responsibility to please you. It is your responsibility to make you happy. It is your responsibility to do exactly what it is for you that is in your best interest. Do not put your happiness in the hands of someone else. Stop being a people pleaser, because those people are not interested in pleasing you. What happens when you become a people pleaser is you live with self-betrayal. And self-betrayal, like I said, is the worst betrayal. When you are not true to yourself, some nights you won't even be able to sleep good. So think about these words and what I said. It is time for you to stop being a people pleaser because you are betraying yourself. Start practicing different habits. Start practicing saying no. Start practicing with putting you first because nobody else is going to do it. You have to put you first. Choose you. You are worth it. Do not be a people pleaser. Y'all have a blessed day, and I'm going to tell y'all, see y'all later. Bye.